And we are live. Hello, one and all, and welcome to our Elimination Chamber 2017 pay-per-view review. I have a special guest with me, NC Nerd Coalition. And Nerd, I want to say it's great to have you back on. It's been a long time since I have you back on this channel, but it's great to have you back on for a pay-per-view review. So, yeah, it's just great, and I hope we have a good, talk about wrestling tonight, because there was a lot, especially that ending. There's a lot to talk about. So let's start with your overall thoughts. How did you enjoy tonight's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view?
Well, thank you. Daniel, thank you for having me back on. And also, I really enjoyed the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view tonight, actually. I thought it actually met my expectations. Actually, there's a couple of surprises that I wasn't expecting.
Awesome. And I know you can't wait to talk about that ending, because that was just great stuff. And we'll get to that. But before we get into the main card, I have to ask, did you watch the pre-show? Did you watch Kurt Hawkins versus Mojo Rawley? Anything you want to say about it? Because I didn't watch it, so I don't know if you had anything to say about it.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing? Okay, I figured. Do you know who won?
Yes, Mojo Rawley.
Okay, that's what I saw coming, because Mojo, it seems like they're, pushing him as a singles guy since the Hype Bros went nowhere, since Zack Ryder got injured. So we'll see where they go with Mojo. Kurt Hawkins, he's been a curtain jerker. I don't even know why they brought him back, so just to lose, I guess. So, yeah.
Job City.
Exactly. So let's get into the main show. I really like this first match, Becky Lynch versus Mickie James. I thought it was a solid work match. I just really like the psychology. It was great seeing Mickie James in her second singles match back on WWE TV. This is her first pay-per-view singles match since being back. I missed the Royal Rumble match because that was on the kickoff show. So, Mickie didn't seem like she lost a beat. I thought her and Becky went in there. They worked a good story. Becky being the insurmountable, fun-loving underdog that you can just – Becky Lynch is a great underdog character that you can really get behind. And I feel that Mickie James makes a good foil for her too. And, the thing that surprised me, for me, myself, in this match was the fact that Becky Lynch got the win. I thought I saw it the other way going around. I thought Mickie James was going to be the one coming out with the victory. But to me, okay, Becky gets the win. I like it, and maybe that could lead to Psycho Mickie James. I don't know. We'll have to see. But NC, we'll turn it over to you. Your thoughts on Becky James, or I keep doing that, Becky Lynch versus Mickie James. I don't know why I keep doing that.
Oh, no, sorry. So it is like after 11 o'clock, so, tiredness does set in.
Yes, it does.
I enjoyed the match. I do think that I would like to see them get a little bit more time, because a time went to another women's match that didn't need that much time, in my personal opinion, but we'll get to that. So it was a nice work match. Mickie James is one of my favorite women's wrestlers of all time. So anytime she's in a match, I love to see it. I figured Becky Lynch was going to pick up the win here, because I actually see them putting Becky Lynch in the title picture come WrestleMania. So this is a good way to get her heat back after she's been losing and getting kind of, jumped and everything by Mickie James and Alexa Bliss. So I kind of picked Becky Lynch to win this match. But it was a nice, solid work match. It was a solid opener.
Exactly.
To help get the crowd started.
Crowd was into it. I was into it. Like I said, two of my favorites on SmackDown Live, and I couldn't think of a better way to get the pay-per-view off and running. So, yeah, I thought a well-worked match, good spots, good action. Nothing really more that I have to say about it. Anything else you want to add to this?
No. It was a great match, so I enjoyed it.
Yes. So let's get into the second match. It was originally scheduled to be a 2-on-1 handicap match. Apollo Crews and Kalisto taking on Dolph Ziggler. But before the match could even begin, Dolph Ziggler attacked Kalisto from behind, laid him out. So that led to it essentially being a one-on-one match. For the time being, it was Crews versus Ziggler one-on-one. And I don't know. I liked when Ziggler turned heel, and I thought that was very well done. But just the follow-up, and, I just feel like Kalisto and Crews, they're stuck in limbo. They're not really going anywhere, and I just don't really care about – I want to care about them, but I just don't really care about them at all. And, I just feel like the psychology, I don't know, in this match, to me it felt weird. You stack the odds against the heel. Shouldn't it be the other way around where you stack the – you know what I mean? It's just like To me, that makes the heel feel like a baby face, and then you have the crowd chanting, "Thank you, Ziggler." There's just a lot of weird stuff going into this match. I feel bad for Apollo Crews. I don't know how you feel about him. He's put in a bad situation. I mean, he really has no character. You have no reason to care about this guy. And what did you think the crowd was going to do? I mean, they didn't care about him at all, and I just feel bad for the guy. And I wish he was still on NXT. And just I just felt like he was called up way too early, and I thought it showed tonight. How did you feel about this 2-on-1 handicap match?
Well, I would have to say that I don't think the Apollo Crews wrestling style I don't have a problem with.
Oh, no.
Yeah, for his wrestling ability, I don't mind him being called up for that. I do think that he needs to be called up for more character development. But now, I don't blame him in this situation. I actually blame it on how they have been booking Ziggler, because I like the heel turn Ziggler made, and I liked it all the way up until the Jerry Lawler segment.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the Jerry Lawler segment, it started going downhill. Like, if he wants to, he needs to go full-fledged heel. Now, I did like him coming out and attacking Kalisto.
Yes.
More of a one-on-one match, but he was trying to, I understand trying to have a competitive match, but he needs to kind of modify his move set to be more heelish. Instead, he's not changing anything about Dolph Ziggler. He still comes out, he still smiles, he's still
smiling. Yep.
Yeah, takes the gel out his hair. He has the same music. He needs to go like full-fledged heel so that it stop giving the fans what they want out of him, so they will stop saying thank you, Ziggler. You know?
I knew that was going to happen too. They've done it before, and to me, no real surprise they were going to do it again. I mean, and another point I wanted to make. The problem is you put them up against two weak baby faces. Maybe if you put him up against a stronger baby face that the crowd can really get behind, then that would help his heel turn. But it's Kalisto and Apollo Crews. They're not really that big of crowd favorite. They're not built up to that point where the crowd would cheer them versus Ziggler. That's another problem.
Exactly.
So I thought there was some good work in the match. I just really couldn't invest myself too much. Now, what I did like was the attack with the chair afterwards when Apollo Crews surprisingly got the victory on Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler wrapped the chair around Apollo's ankle, and he stomped on it several times. So I thought that was good. And I like the pre and the post match more than the actual match itself.
I like the pre-match more than I like the post-match, because if you want to give me a heel Dolph Ziggler, I would have did that on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Take one of those out, take one of them out like that, so you can so come Sunday, you can have your one-on-one match. But since they took one out, now I think that's what got the fans cheering thank you, Ziggler, because they like seeing him destroy these weak babyfaces after the match. But I'd rather them take that away and just give him a win. He can have a cowardly win. He can get a DQ or
tights.
Tights.
There's a lot of stuff they don't do anymore. Poke to the eyes. Like, there's a whole bag of tricks, and I feel like we don't see that anymore at least in WWE. When it comes to heels, cheat to win. That puts heat on you. People don't like cheaters. Look at the Patriots with Spygate. I mean, they cheated allegedly, and people hated that. Just trying a little comparison.
You're absolutely right on that. And I think they just did this to give Apollo Crews some face heat for having like 2 wins under his belt. I'm like, but obviously, what's the point of having him win if he's getting beat down at the end of each match?
Exactly, and he still has no character to get me to care. Work on that character, and then I will care. Otherwise, he's just a really good wrestler, but there's what's his purpose? Why is he here? He just smiles? That's it, right?
Exactly. So yeah.
So this was all right to me. And then we had this third match. To me, this was the low point of the pay-per-view. Although it picked up nicely towards that last hour. That last hour was good. I just felt like this first, I like Becky Lynch and Mickie James. I got that right. And then this tag team turmoil match afterwards. I don't know about you. I don't care about the SmackDown line. I don't really care about any tag team division. The entire division of WWE, to me, it's just a wash. It's my one nitpick with SmackDown. It's just a weak division. There are not many viable contenders for American Alpha. How do you feel about the tag team division on SmackDown?
I agree with you 99% of the time, and I agree with you on this one because the divisions suck, but this is also a problem today because, see, now that it's like they're trying to shine light on all the teams. And in reality, you can't do that. You pick about four good teams, and you put the light on them to shine on them. Honestly, the light should be on American Alpha and the Usos, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be your rival. You can do a secondary feud with the Ascension and something else to help them build them up. But when you try to build everybody up, and then you have what you have tonight, it's like, okay, well, you know the Usos are not going to win, and you keep having them attack American Alpha, but where does this lead to? Does the Usos get their heat back? Or is American Alpha going to face them at WrestleMania? Then you have the Ascension, who looks strong on Tuesday, and they come out, and you think they're going to get the easy win, like, oh my God, Ascension is probably going to win tag team titles, and then American Alpha fights out of it, which makes American Alpha look strong, but looks Ascension look even worse than they were before.
Right.
Because they couldn't capitalize on what the Usos did. So, it's they don't know how to book for the tag team division. It's actually too many teams for them to book, and I don't know what it needs, but it needs to just focus on a rivalry, a set rivalry. Just like I feel as though Raw should be the focus of Enzo and Cass and New Day, where SmackDown should be Usos and American Alpha.
Well, I think it needs a revival, and I'm going to keep saying it needs a revival, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
And I was hoping for them to come tonight. I mean, this would have been an opportune time, And real quick, we'll get into this match. I'll just run down what happened. It started with who? Heath, Slater, and Rhyno, and Febreze, or I call him whatever, Breezango. But they were eliminated by Rhyno after the Gore to Fandango. Eventually, the Vaudevillains came out. They really didn't last that much longer. They were eliminated when Heath Slater hit a DDT to eliminate them. Then came out the Usos. And the Usos were, they actually were able to score the pinfall after Jimmy hit a super kick on Heath Slater. And I liked when it came down to American Alpha and the Usos. Like I said, that could be a really good rivalry for them. I thought that's the direction they were going to go with the tag team division. But then they kind of put that rivalry on the back burner. We went to Survivor Series. Then we had the Wyatts and whatnot. So I feel like you could come back to that. And I like the beatdown that the Usos initiated on American Alpha afterwards, and that could potentially lead into their feud continuing. But for me with the Ascension, I just don't care anymore. Like, they've been losing for how long? And, they got to win on Tuesday, but to me, it's too little too late. Like, I don't care. They're losers. And unless you massively rehab them, nothing's going to get me to care at this point. And I hate to say that, but that's what happens when you book them like shit for 2 years straight, It's
exactly.
Just like, and if they beat American Alpha, I'm sorry, I would have been kind of upset. I'm like, really? Because I thought that. Do you think that would have made American Alpha look weak? I certainly thought it would have made them look really weak. It's like you lose to the Ascension. I just don't think that would have been the right move, considering how they have been booked.
Yeah.
So hopefully SmackDown gets its act together when it comes to the tag team division, because it's just, I don't know what you do. I really don't. I mean, the Usos and Alpha, but after that, I mean, it's got to be the Revival, right?
I agree with that. The Revival can come up, actually, make some noise there.
You need depth, and there's a team right there. Boom, you go into a program, you got the Usos, Alpha, and Revival. Although we don't know when the draft's going to be, so we don't know. So there's a lot of different variables. Who knows? The tag team divisions, it'll be reshuffled and whatnot. So we'll see where they go with that. But anything else you want to say about tag team turmoil? Because I really don't have too much else to say, except for American Alpha retain, of course.
Yeah, do better.
Yes, exactly. Much better. What'd you think of Nikki Bella versus Natalya? I thought it was a solid match, but I wish it had that stipulation that I felt it needed. And look what happened. It ended in double countout. Wow. Would have been nice to have a stipulation. Just saying.
I agree, but however, Carmella and Nikki Bella did just have a no disqualification match on the last SmackDown pay-per-view, and I figured, because I feel as though that Natalya and Nikki Bella, despite what the rumors may say, aren't done yet.
Mm-hmm.
And WrestleMania is coming up. I thought it was a solid match, and that's why I thought that this match got time to, make it into a decent match, where
yes.
I thought Becky Lynch and Mickie James could have got that time, but how do I put this? There was really no heat behind it, because it was more like a total Divas feud.
Yeah,
And everybody was over that
she
already.
said back and forth, dirty rumors, whatnot, all that stuff.
Yeah. So I really feel as though that it messed it up from that, but it was a solid work match. It's a double count out. I can't see a no disqualification or a no count out or a false count type thing simulation yet. Maybe, like I said, if they just throw out the whole rumor WrestleMania card, we get this rematch at WrestleMania in a type of no disqualification type match. So they could give them time to shine, but it needs more heat behind it. But I really haven't cared about this feud much at all.
I've enjoyed the backstage brawls and pull aparts. That's been good. The dialogue, it's been hit or miss. Mainly because we know what WWE's dialogue is going to be. It's going to be scripted crap. But to me, I don't know. I thought it was an okay match. I definitely thought it could have been better. But I don't know. Just the double count out. I just felt like, okay, we did a double count out, and nothing really felt advanced to me. I don't know if you felt that way. It's just like, really? Double count out? Okay.
I kind of sighed and said, great, I got to see this match again.
So I take it you don't have anything else to say about Nikki Bella versus Natalya.
No, this was the low point of the card for me.
Okay. Well, then we're going to move on to what I thought was, like I called it, I said this was going to be a really good match between Randy Orton versus Luke Harper. I thought, Luke Harper had an outstanding showing in this match, going toe-to-toe with the 2017 Royal Rumble winner, Randy Orton. I mean, they were taking it to each other, tope suicidas, throwing Orton across the announcer's table, trying to get out of the RKO. I thought Harper really, like I said, he had a good showing in this match, hung with Orton very well. Some nice near falls, that got me to think, well, maybe Luke Harper might be able to walk out with the win. I thought, would it hurt Orton if he took the loss here? A little bit, but he still won the Royal Rumble, and we've known in the past that WWE has had Royal Rumble match winners lose. So I wasn't really surprised when Randy Orton was able to counter the discus clothesline and hit the RKO for the victory, but I thought this was a very good match between Luke Harper and Randy Orton. What did you think of this match?
Great match. Great match. I really thought I didn't know. Well, I knew it was going to be a decent match. I was like, I'm enjoying this more than I expected to. I really thought it was going to be the opening match. So I really enjoyed this match, and it really took the show into another gear for me.
Oh yeah, it did. Like, I was trying not to fall asleep from like 9 o'clock to 10. And then once this match started, or it was a little past like 9:45 when this match started, I think, I woke up. I'm like, all right, I'm back into this pay-per-view, because I was like teetering. I was like, this ain't really that good. But from here on, I thought the show picked up nicely.
Yes, I do. I mean, I do kind of feel, because I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the Bray Wyatt, the whole Wyatt family storyline. Yes. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with it, as we're going to get into it later. But this match is good. I figured Randy Orton was going to get the win because he is Randy Orton, and just because some members of the Royal Rumble winners have lost, he is Randy Orton. He got Ken Kennedy fired. So
that's right. That's hard to believe.
Yeah,
I still remember that. That's funny. But yeah, really good showing from Luke Harper. I definitely see potential for him in a singles push down the line. I've always said that. So we'll see, like you said, the dynamics, the dichotomy between all three Wyatt family members. That will be interesting to see what happens this Tuesday on SmackDown, and I can't wait. And we will, of course, get into the Elimination Chamber. Anything else you want to say about this match before we get on to the Women's Championship match?
Oh, no, it was a good match. Good match.
Good stuff right here. Luke Harper, Randy Orton. So let's talk about Alexa Bliss defending her Women's Championship versus Naomi. Thought it was a good match, and I thought the ending was really, really surprising. Now, I even said, on Twitter and in my predictions, maybe there was a slight possibility that I thought either Naomi would get a win here, or they could perhaps save that win for her in her home. When she mentioned her hometown in Orlando, a light bulb went off in my head. I'm like, okay, either she's going to get a surprise upset win here, or she's going to win it at Mania. So in the back of my mind, I kind of thought, there's a slight chance that she would win. Little did I know that, okay, they're going to go with her as women's champion. And I was happy for Naomi when she was able to get the win over Alexa Bliss. In my opinion, several years ago, I thought Naomi should have been then Divas champion, and of course she didn't win it. But now, this is her first title, and I've always been a fan of Naomi. From her time as a Funkadactyl to now, great in-ring worker. Just she seems like a great person, and the reaction she got from the crowd, I loved. And the match, like I said, I thought it was good. What did you think, NC, of this women's championship match?
Long time coming, even though I am more of a fan of Naomi as a heel opposed to a face. It's a long time coming. I am very proud of Naomi. When she said hometown, I was just like, well, there's no way she's winning at WrestleMania. But if she can go,
that's true.
Yeah, if she can go in to WrestleMania as a champion, that would be great. And I'm really hoping that they actually give her time to grow as the champion. I don't expect her to retain it at WrestleMania, but at least to go in there I hope, because I see a little bit of talking smack also, and Alexa Bliss has won that rematch before WrestleMania, and I'm scared they're going to give it back to Alexa Bliss right before WrestleMania.
They could, but seeing as how you put the title on Naomi, just to have her walk in as champion and then have her lose it. I'd be okay with that. Like you said, it's the hometown curse, so they're probably going to have her lose. But at least to have her walk in as champion, I think that would be a great moment for her in her career, probably a career highlight. And give her what? How long would that be? A month's run? Maybe a month and a half's run with the title? That'd be good. That'd be a good run. So yeah, shocking ending, but I was happy for her. Thought it was a good match, and we'll see where they go with this. Anything else you want to say?
No, I'm really happy for Naomi. I just hope that now she can help build up a nice, solid babyface character, because she does struggle in that department a little bit. But I have faith in her. I can't wait to see what happens on Tuesday with her. So yeah, I'm happy for Naomi.
Absolutely.
Feel the glow.
And I love her entrance. That was a great idea, whoever came up with that. Great stuff. Stuff. All right. Speaking of great stuff, are you ready to talk about your main event of the evening?
I was about to ask you what took you so long.
Yes, we were getting there, but this was certainly worth the wait. The newly redesigned Elimination Chamber, by the way. We had a new chamber structure with padding inside and whatnot. How'd you feel about that, with the padding that they had within the chamber?
Yeah, okay, here's the thing. The Elimination Chamber, I liked it, then I didn't like it because it's more Hell in a Cell like. It's taller now.
It is.
Wider. It's more condensed. It has the bars on it, so it's easier than to climb to just the straight chain. So I like it. Also, I like the new chamber pods that they have.
Yes.
So, that plexiglass door they actually got, it slides in and out. I'm cool with that until I seen the mats on the floor. I was like, okay, this is a very PG rated Elimination Chamber. And as somebody who used to play sports, stuff like that, I can understand why they did that, because you don't want them to fall on that hard steel, because you don't want injuries before WrestleMania.
No, you don't.
It's just like, it kind of just softened the Elimination Chamber for it, but it didn't do it to the point where I hated the Chamber Raw. I like the new structure, so it's just the padding is kind of turned. They could have spray painted to make it look like it was metal again, but it was like, that's clear.
Little gripe, yeah. I had the same feeling, but to me, it didn't hurt the match at all. I thought it was still a phenomenal main event match. And speaking of phenomenal, how about starting with John Cena and AJ Styles at number 1 and number 2? I thought that was great. That just makes sense for me. It picks up right where they left off, and great series of back and forth action, as you knew John Cena and AJ Styles would have. And from there, we had Dean Ambrose, who came into the match, and then eventually Bray Wyatt would be the next person into the Elimination Chamber, and we got Baron Corbin coming in there. And I like the fact that Dean Ambrose eliminated Baron Corbin, and that led to Baron Corbin snapping. And that led to Baron Corbin throwing Dean Ambrose into the pod, completely beating the ever-living shit out of him. And that led to Dean Ambrose getting eliminated. So, looks like we might get Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin, a match I'd like to see at WrestleMania for the IC Championship. Your thoughts on potentially them laying the groundwork for that match?
I I actually would like that match. I would like it if it's a no holds barred match, but I seriously doubt we're going to get that because of what I think may be on the WrestleMania card as well. But I would love to see that match. I think they already planted the seeds for that rivalry, so I think that's the direction we're going. Please don't make it a pre-show.
No.
Please don't make it a pre-show match. I mean, they deserve to be on the main card. They deserve to have a good match. So I am very excited to see, because Baron Corbin had that Kevin Nash Kurt Angle performance in Elimination Chamber. He looked really, very dominant, and he got surprised out of nowhere and lost the match. So yes, they have heat now. They have built heat. So that's why I like it. If a rivalry is going into WrestleMania, it doesn't have no heat, then I don't care.
But that made sense. I was like, okay, you're going to eliminate Corbin here, but it all tied together. So I'm okay with him going out there as long as, it wasn't just random and it leads to nothing. No, this is going to probably lead to something, and that's what I liked. But we had guys diving off the top of the new pods. That was great. Bodies going everywhere. Just all around great action. Eventually, let's see, who was eliminated here next? I believe, The Miz was the last one to come into the match. And then Miz was hitting his yes kicks, continuing to mock Daniel Bryan, which kind of upsets me because I don't think they're really going to go anywhere with that. I don't think Bryan's coming out of retirement, even though I wish he could for one more match just to shut the Miz up, because the Miz is just he's on fire as a heel right now. Just gets great all around heat. Just gets to despise him, and Cena, I believe, was the one to eliminate the Miz. Correct? Am I correct?
Yeah. Cena was going to eliminate the Miz, yes.
So that might plant the seeds. We'll see. Also, I have to mention Maurice, when Nikki Bella and Natalya were doing their little scuffle backstage, she was involved. She got hit with like powder or something in the back, knocked down. So planting the seeds for that mixed tag match at WrestleMania, maybe. We'll see.
I so hate it. But
we'll see. I don't know. It's just something to keep in mind. So we'll see how they follow that up on SmackDown. But so I said Corbin was eliminated. We had Ambrose eliminated. Then Cena was gone. And then it came down to Bray Wyatt and AJ Styles. And I was like, oh, man, this is going to be some good stuff. And they had a nice little good back and forth counter after counter. Styles attempted to go for the springboard 450, Shining Wizard, phenomenal forearm attempt. But Bray Wyatt, as AJ was coming off the ropes for that phenomenal forearm, was able to hit the Sister Abigail. 1, 2, 3. Finally. Bray Wyatt is a WWE champion. And see, what did you think of this chamber match and Bray Wyatt as your new champion?
To quote Sam Cooke, it's a long time coming, but the change did come. And it's about time that Bray Wyatt got his just desserts. I am a fan of Bray Wyatt, just like I'm a fan of Roman Reigns too. So, we can nip that in the butt right now. But sure. I'm really glad to see him get his just due for all the work that he has been putting in, because the Wyatt family has been basically almost buried ever since he's been there. So him winning the championship is good. However, I really felt as though the Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt feud did not need the championship. It didn't need a championship. I don't know what the dynamic is going to play in it, because see, now the whole point of the feud was I was waiting for Randy Orton to finally turn on Bray Wyatt, and it would have a surprise factor. Now, in my opinion, that surprise factor is now gone, because now the winner of the Royal Rumble is challenging for that championship. So they're going to face each other. So Randy Orton is going to eventually, get in Viper mode and go in Bray Wyatt, and then that's what's going to happen, which I really feel as though that they kind of took a little bit of heat away from me with this rivalry. But I'm proud of Bray Wyatt winning.
Yes.
But I feel as though that if he was to win the championship, if that was their plan this whole time this year, I don't think that he should have, Randy Orton should have won the Royal Rumble. You could have saved the Randy Orton Bray Wyatt breakup until after after WrestleMania. But that's my opinion on it. I'm happy Bray Wyatt won, though.
Yes, I am very happy that Bray Wyatt won. And remember, he pinned John Cena and AJ Styles in the same night. So I felt like that was sweet redemption for Bray and that shitty feud with Cena that did him no favors. And it really led to the downward spiral of his career. You know, he was never the same after that feud with Cena, but now to see him, you know, bring things full circle and to pin John Cena in the Elimination Chamber. And I thought it was great. And the one thing I want to say before we wrap things up here and we give our grades for the show is remember, folks, at WrestleMania, how many wins does Bray Wyatt have in his career? Does anybody know? Take a guess.
I'm gonna take a guess. I'm gonna say 15.
He has 0, folks. He has never won at WrestleMania. So let that sink in.
You talk about wins at WrestleMania?
Oh yeah.
I thought you talk about wins in his career, like wins WrestleMania? No, he doesn't have one at all.
So you know what I want to see? He needs to win. I don't care if Randy Orton, the plan is no. Bray Wyatt needs to walk out of WrestleMania with his first win at the biggest show of the year and retain that championship. Orton doesn't need the title. I think it would be a bigger deal if Bray Wyatt, I mean, what's he going to go 0-3 now? I mean, it's just like he needs a major win at WrestleMania. I don't know if a lot of people remember that or bring that up, but remember, he has not won at WrestleMania yet. Oh my God, it frustrates me. I mean, I'm happy he's champion, but I'm worried he's just going to drop it to Orton and be a transitional champion, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. I understand where you're coming from with that. However, I just see him. I see him winning, but it kind of degrades Randy Orton for me a little bit also. I mean, I can't have both ways. I understand that. And I don't really want to see Randy Orton as champion, so Bray Wyatt deserves to get the win here. I just felt as though that if he was in a different rivalry, I would be even more ecstatic.
Sure.
That he's the champion. If he was in a different rivalry, I'll be ecstatic. But since he's in a rivalry with clearly Randy Orton, I kind of have a bitter pill swallowing that this is my WrestleMania main event. The surprise factor is going. Some of the heat is going. It all depends how they book it, though. So I'm curious to see from now until WrestleMania how they book this.
There's a number of different ways that they can go, and that's what I like. We have 7 weeks until WrestleMania, so you always know a lot can change. So we'll have to see. NC, this part of the review, we're going to give our grades for the show. I already know my grade. I'm going to give the show a B-. Like I said, I thought that middle of the after the Becky Lynch, Mickie James match, the show kind of lagged, but then it picked back up. So that's why I'm going with a B-. I thought it was a solid, good show. Not the best from SmackDown, but still a solid show.
I have to agree with you because I was thinking B- as well. I was thinking of solid B, but it would have been a solid B maybe if Mickie James and Becky Lynch got a little bit more time and there was more heat behind the whole Nikki Bella and Natalya and the whole handicap match. But other than that, I give it a B-. So far the SmackDown pay-per-views have started off to a good start for WrestleMania season. I'm trying to get excited for WrestleMania coming up, but Bray Wyatt going in there as my new champion, there's things to get excited about.
We'll have to see. In 7 weeks, WrestleMania 33, Orlando, Florida. Cannot wait for it. Mm-hmm. All right, that is it, guys. And before we go off the air here, NC, you can get a plug-in for your channel.
All right, guys, make sure you come and check out the Nerd Coalition. WWE 2K17 Universe Mode is back in effect, and hopefully WWE What's Special Business Season 1 will resume hopefully this week. And check out the movie experience. We are going to see a lot more movies, so we're getting the movie views back up. So, like I said, be patient with me, which is the tagline to my whole channel. And I generally appreciate all your support. And make sure you guys keep supporting Daniel Garza and his wrestling reviews. And make sure this man gets the lag spin on his channel. So that's something I haven't even done yet. So, he's kind of ahead of me in that game. So make sure y'all show your love for Daniel Garza.
Thank you. And remember, NC's channel link is down below in the description box. Guys, that is it for this live Elimination Chamber review. Thank you all for tuning in and commenting in the live chat. Remember, after this video is posted, be sure to leave your comments down below in the comments section for how you thought about this pay-per-view. And be sure to catch me. I should be back up tomorrow night for my live Monday Night Raw review. So got that to look forward to. So that is it, guys. Thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your night, and I will catch you guys on the other side. See you.